want to go down to see what's happening. My name is Stephanie Boyd. I'm a country girl from Shreveport, Louisiana. I have a degree in political science from LSU and a master's degree from LSU, and I came here to go to law school. And when I first came to San Antonio, my younger brother was about 16. My older brother was in the military, so my mom takes me. She's like, we're gonna go to St. Mary's, let's see what this university is about. So we're driving down, and it's a long, long drive. And we take the worst route we could possibly take. We go through Houston. Now when I go home, I take a different route. But we finally make it to San Antonio, and we're trying to find St. Mary's University, and we cannot find it. And so we come past streets, and then you'd see, you're on the freeway, it's like, you are now leaving San Antonio. We'd be like, quick, get off the freeway, we're leaving San Antonio. Now I realize we were not leaving San Antonio. And how we actually found St. Mary's University, my brother said, Mom, trust me, let me drive. This 16-year-old who just got us like, trust me, let me drive. So he takes the paper map, because there was not GPS. And so he looks at it, he's like, okay, takes the wheel, and he gets us there in like 5 minutes. So my mom met people at St. Mary's, and she said, this is a big city, but it has a small town feel, and I think I can trust the people of San Antonio with my only girl. So that's how I ended up here. And then immediately I ended up taking the bar in February, passed the bar, and I started practicing. I hung up my shingle. I said, I'm an attorney, yes, I'm gonna go do defense work, because that's what I always wanted to do. So I started defense work in 1997, tried many a case, learned a lot. And then I had sort of like my midlife change, where I'm like, instead of buying a fancy car, I decided to go work for the DA's office. So in the district attorney's office, I handle special crimes. That's any case that's involving crimes against children, physical abuse, sexual abuse. I also handle all the domestic violence cases that come to felony court. The court I'm writing for is the 187th District Court. It handles your high-level felonies all the way from capital murder cases where you get the death penalty all the way down to your low-level drug cases. When I was a defense attorney, not only did I do criminal work, I did a lot of work involving child protective services. So I represented children, I represented parents, I represented fathers. I also was appointed to look out for the best interests of children by different judges when other cases would come up. What I've noticed about San Antonio is that we have certain issues. We have certain problems. We have drug problems. Drug problems cause us to have child problems. In my career, I was the originating attorney for felony drug court. So I got a chance to look at things and see what worked, what didn't work. I also was one of the originating attorneys for Esperanza Court, which is to help victims in sex trafficking and victims of prostitution. So again, I was able to see what worked and what didn't work. So when you think of a criminal court, a lot of people say, Stephanie, why should that concern me? I'm not going to commit a murder. I'm never going to be in front of you. But you never know. You may come to a court not so much as a defendant, but as a victim, as somebody who knows a victim, as somebody who knows a defendant. You never know. And a majority of the crime in San Antonio is related to how we were raised as children, which goes back to drug addiction, which goes back to dropping out of school. And as a judge of a felony court, if someone's placed on probation, I would get a chance to decide what conditions I think could help them if rehabilitation is something that can be accomplished. And based upon my experience, all the global work that I've done, I know what works, I know what doesn't work. Now, becoming judge of the 187th District Court, I need help. Can't do it by myself. We can't make Bexar County better just by me saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. We need everybody to join together. I'm a true believer that it takes a village, because it really does. You see grandparents raising their grandchildren. Guess what? That takes a village. The youngest child I ever represented was an infant, and their mother was 12 years old. So it takes a village. We've got to work together. And we need diversity on the bench. Let's face it, there is not diversity on the bench. And I'm not just just talking about racial diversity. I'm talking about life experiences. That's what we need, and we don't have it right now. We need somebody who can look at individuals before them, realize what they've gone through in their life, and maybe we can make a change. And of course, there are some people, as my mom and my grandmother would say, cannot be in polite society. I recognize that, I know that, because of the work that I do. So I ask for your support. If anybody has an event, a meet and greet, as I always tell everybody, if people are going to meet at the mailbox to open an envelope, I will be there and say, I'm here to watch you open this envelope. So if you have a church, I will come to your church. I know there are rules against speaking in church and what they can do, but if you just want people at church to meet me, I'm willing to do that. I'm a hard worker, 24/7, that's me, and I firmly believe that there should be justice for all. Thank you so much.